All right. Hello. Welcome back to another Divine exclusive video uh, where I'm talking about the chosen ones. And the last video I made, I was talking about why chosen ones should not be working a 9 to 5, or they're not meant to work 9 to 5s. Today, I'm going to be talking about why chosen ones attract narcissists. And this could be everywhere. This could be going into a grocery store. This could be going into the office, the workplace, the warehouse, wherever you work. This could be in any setting. Narcissists are going to be attracted to you. And there's several reasons for this, but it's just, it's unbearable. There's no way you can escape it. Chosen ones, you will run into narcissists throughout your life. Hell, you may even be with a narcissist. So the reasons why, number one, is spiritual warfare. So chosen ones, you carry a light with you. You carry a special energy given to you from the Most High, an aura, and narcissists can feel that. So when a narcissist sees you, you know, it just triggers everything in them, because narcissists, they have unhealed wounds, and they have insecurities that they cannot hide, or that they try to hide behind a fragile ego. So if any of you guys seen John Wick, it's kind of like, so when narcissists see you, it's like in John Wick 2, Common, the rapper Common, who was playing Cash, and every time he seen John Wick, it was a fight on sight. It was intense look. And that's kind of how narcissists look at chosen ones. So when you meet them initially, it's like a boxing weigh-in. It's like they're sizing you up. They may act nice, but they're sizing you up, and then they're trying to look for a flaw. They're trying to look for something to expose. They're trying to look for something to extract to gain the upper hand. So this is an ultimate challenge. This is an ultimate, because in a narcissist's mind, that they can take down a chosen one, because they deliberately try to come after a chosen one, or an empath, or whatever you want to call it. They try to come after someone they feel is too nice or too naive for their tactics. So that's who they prey on. That's who they sought. That's who they seek after, to try to tear down, because it makes them feel good, because they're in a pit. So they're going to try to pull you down in the pit with them. And it's just an old expression. If two pigs are muddy and they're wrestling, you don't know who's at fault. It's just like if two people are arguing, you don't know which person is good and which person is bad. So that's how narcissists see you when they come upon you. And chosen ones always attract them because of that spiritual warfare. The chosen ones are representing the divine. They're representing, uh, you know, the light. They're representing a godly kind of magnitude. Not saying that, no one's God, but they just represent that given to them by the Most High. And the narcissists are representing demons. They're representing everything that's down low. They're representing the enemy. They're representing. It's kind of like in Genesis 3, the serpent. You know, that's that's kind of that's kind of how the enemy uses the narcissist as a host. Kind of like how the serpent was used as a host to entice Eve to sin, which led Adam to sin. So the narcissists, they're attracted to the chosen ones from spiritual warfare. It just, you can't hide it. It's just too powerful. And it's just the light and dark colliding, which brings me to the second point, the light. So the light that the chosen ones have, they have a glow, they have an aura, they have a way, and narcissists can see this. They can see, dang, such and such. They walk into a store, they get all this attention, they get all this shine, they get all this praise, they get all this admiration, and I have to do so much. I have to put on a performance to get noticed that quickly, and they hate that. So they can see the light. Narcissists can see the light that the chosen ones have, and they want to dim it as much as they can. So that's why they bring their darkness and they try to overshadow the light. They try to, uh, they try to make it to where there's, it's just like if you come home, you know, if you got roaches or whatever, you turn the light on, the roaches are going to flee. Like, they hate that light. So what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to destroy any parts or what makes that light. They're going to try to do everything they can to tear down that light or what makes that light shine bright. Now, this is what the narcissists don't understand. They can try to dim the light, but the energy behind the light can never be destroyed. So the thing is, the aura can never, they can't do anything to take the aura away. So, but what they'll try to do is they'll try to dictate and they'll try to make other people aware of the light. So they're going to try to get other people to be like, okay, don't pay attention to this light. They're going to try just to overshadow. It's kind of like the chosen ones are kind of like, they just have this brightness, like kind of like how a sun does. So the narcissists, they're going to try to team or get other people to see or team up and like create a big dark cloud to kind of overshadow the sun. So that's why you always see the narcissists, they try to get others involved because they hate the light that the chosen ones have. And in a way, it's like the narcissists are attracted to the chosen ones, but at the same time, they envy the chosen ones. So they're drawn by the light, but at the same time, they want to take the light away. And it's all because the light exposes everything that they want to hide. Just like when you cut a light on in a dark room, it's going to show everything. But when anything that's in the dark, you can't see, you can't tell what's going on. And that's how narcissists survive. They survive in a dark atmosphere, in a dark environment where no one can see their insecurities, their flaws, what's really operating behind the scenes. So the chosen ones are a big target for this because it's putting a highlight on what they refuse to show. So like I said, in the same way that they're attracted to the chosen ones, they're also envious and vengeful of the chosen ones. Number 3, you're the source. So chosen ones provide a source for a narcissist that is different from any other person. They provide a certain warmth. They provide a certain sense of security, sense of safetyness. And like I said, they're attracted to it, but at the same time, they feel unworthy of it. So, but it's like a love-hate thing. But see, that's the thing, and that's what I always try to tell people. Chosen ones attract a lot of hate, but at the same time, it's kind of synonymous with love. Not necessarily synonymous with love, but it's like it's inspiring still at the same time. There's a quote in a movie called "There's a thin line between love and hate," because hate it's easier. I'm going to say this: it's easier to hate, but it requires more effort. It's harder to love, but it requires less effort. So that's why there's always more effort that goes into what the narcissist does, because hate requires more effort. So, and under one thing, they're looking at the chosen one like, damn, this person's inspiring, they're awesome. And in the same breath, they're like, this person is making me look bad. So I have to take them down. I have to humble them. I have to get everyone against them. I have to, because the longer I stay around this, and I'm gonna look like this, it's just shining a light too bright on me that I can't bear. Now, chosen ones, this mainly works when you haven't found your worth yet. Like if you don't know your worth, if you haven't had a spiritual awakening to understand your power and what you really are, then it uh, then it works. But once you have an awakening, it really starts to turn the favor, because once you know your own power, once you're aware of it, you're like, man, I ain't falling for this. I'm not. I see what they're doing. But see, the narcissist is always going to they're going to be attracted to the chosen ones, but they're always going to try to bring down the chosen ones. It's a juxtaposition in a way, but it's like you're just too enticing. You're always going to remain in their thoughts, in their mind, and you just have to be aware of this. And once you discern what's good, what's not, you can see this and detect this easily. You will see the weird behavior. You will see the patterns. You will see how it's like everyone that comes around you with these narcissists, they're trying to get their 10, 15 minutes of fame. You could be minding your own business. It doesn't matter. They will address you. And you have to have a certain look on your face. You have to have a certain bravado, a certain level of discernment to understand who is doing this and what they're representing. Are they a narcissist or not? And what's their angle? What's their agenda? Because yes, it's nice, it's cool. It's always good to be friendly or just to have a conversation. I'm not saying don't conversate with anyone that you don't know. That's how we learn. We talk to people that we don't know, we understand. It's always good to do that. But at the same time, discern if the behavior starts to get weird. And you'll kind of understand it. It's a difference between just having a random conversation with someone. Hey, how you doing? You talk about something in common. You're in a store. You mention an item, or you talk about an item, or you mention some in common, and then you go on and have a conversation. That's fine. But when it starts to get weird, when it's something like, and see, you'll know it because it'll be something, they'll come up to you about something that's like out of nowhere. And they'll be, it'll be like, man, this doesn't even have anything to do with what we're in here for. Like it'll be something way out of left field. And, whoa, I'm a part of this program. Have you heard of this or something like that? Or they'll just say, oh, I'm doing this for, download this, or are you into such and such, or, it'll just be something out of nowhere that you've never heard. And they'll come up to you and try to talk you into something. It almost like if they kind of have this energy of they're trying to sell you on something, that's when you know it's them. If it kind of feels like someone is making a sales pitch instead of just having a genuine random conversation, that's when you know it's a regular person versus a narcissist. So chosen ones, beware of this. You attract them, but you attract them for good and for worse. So, spiritual warfare, you're light, and you're the ultimate high source. Your energy cannot be found anywhere else or in anyone else. So that's why they're drawn to you. Narcissists don't come up to random people like this. They do not come up and just have random, out of bounds, just awkward conversations with anyone except the chosen ones. So chosen ones, you attract them for better or for worse. And these are the 3 reasons why you attract them. And you have to understand your power. You have to understand your value. You have to understand their agenda and if it's them or not. Like I said, they come across like a salesman, they come across with a conversation that just out of nowhere, that just left field, and it's just like, this makes no sense about why you will be saying this to me, then that is one. If it's just a random, you share something, you have some interest in just a regular conversation, and they're not trying to suck energy from you or try to drain you, then it's not one. So chosen ones, beware. You attract narcissists. You always will wherever you go, but you have to decode it. You have to discern, and you have to get to a point where, hey, I'm not affected by it because I know why they're doing this. See, that's always the thing. I never look at what someone does. A lot of people look at what another person does. Oh, well, this person did this. They said this. I look at why. You always want to look at why someone is doing what they're doing. What's their agenda? What's their mission? So their mission is to dim your light. Their mission is to destroy or tear down your confidence that they feel like is overbearing. You just walk with so much. Chosen ones, you have so much swag, you have so much authority, you have so much energy and aura in how you walk. It's not even if you don't even say anything, you just still have it. You have that aura, you have that light, you have that strong magnetic presence that a narcissist feels like it's taking away their spotlight. Because narcissists are about attention, and that's why they're attracted to you, because they feel like there's something in the room, there's something in the way of them getting the admiration and attention from this environment, from this group of people. They feel like you're in the way, and they're going to try to humble you down or knock you out of the way so that they can be the ones that are looked at and seen. So chosen ones, it's real. The spiritual warfare is real with this. Just understand why you attract these narcissists and why they do what they do. Like I said, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Chosen ones, you attract narcissists, but you have to be ready for it. It's nothing that you can really do about it. So be ready for it, but stay encouraged. You're a light. Don't ever let anyone dim your light. Stay proud. Don't let anyone change you of who you are, because you carry something special. And it doesn't matter what others try to do, what a narcissist may do. Your light will always shine. They can maybe try to hurt your credibility, your confidence, but your light will always be bright. So you might as well just embrace it. Your light will always be bright. But feel free to, like I said, like, subscribe, comment. See you on the next video. Have a blessed day.